Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here, and today we're going to be looking at DC Comics Cosmic Odyssey. Okay, so make sure you subscribe and hit like, and we're going to look at this Cosmic Odyssey Deluxe Edition from DC Comics. This originally came out in the 80s. This is a hardcover Deluxe Edition. Jim Starlin, writer, Mike Mignola on art, with inks by Carlos Garzón, letters by Steve Oliff, and letters by my favorite letterer. I know it sounds weird to say that, but John Workman. So anyway, so Jim Starlin was kind of like the big cosmic guy at Marvel. Straight out of the frickin' wrapper, and there's some mark on the inside of the cover. How do you like that? So anyway, aside from that, it's got a nice dust jacket that I like. The cover's just got the title embossed on it here, but it's a nice hardbound hardcover. So anyway, as I was saying, Jim Starlin was kind of the go-to guy for Cosmic for Marvel. He did The Death of Captain Marvel. He created Adam Warlock. So many Cosmic characters. He wrote, you know, like the Infinity Gauntlet and Infinity Wars and stuff like that. So he was mainly a Marvel guy, but he went and did his Cosmic thing at DC, and this is it. So it was originally a 4-issue prestige format miniseries. It was kind of the thing with the new glossy paper. They would do special editions, usually in 4-issue miniseries, 48-page books each. And also of note, not only is Jim Starlin normally a Marvel guy, but Mike Mignola had basically made his start at Marvel, I want to say. Yeah, because I feel like he might have been lured over to DC by John Byrne when John Byrne went to draw Superman, because Mike Mignola did work on the World of Krypton series. But I have to say, this is a great creative team. At the time, I think I mainly got this because Starfire was in it, and I was obsessed with the Teen Titans. I wasn't a huge fan of Mike Mignola's art, but I think this is when it was starting to grow on me. I didn't care for it when it hit Alpha Flight because it was so jarring. Departure, having him replace John Byrne. But of course, that was very early Mike Mignola. The groundwork was there. This is him evolving, not quite to his Hellboy style, but I like this art so much better than I thought I did looking at it, and it's so great. There's so many great Kirby flourishes. We've got the Kirby characters from the Fourth World coming through in a boom tube that's so iconic, like Apocalypse, Darkseid. And immediately, this is what I love about Mike Mignola's art, is like, this is the first big splash of Superman, and it's all a silhouette except for his, you know, signature cape and S shield, which is so cool because I feel like, you know, that's something that artists would go on to use over and over again. It's very effective and powerful, and such a brave choice, I guess, because it almost seems lazy, but it's not. I mean, it's just an artist, like, I mean, great storytelling, so moody. Metron looks so cool. You can tell that he must have a great affection. I mean, you can definitely see Kirby influences, and I think it shows when artists draw the characters of the artists that they admire, because he's really killing it with this Darkseid and Apocalypse and New Genesis characters. And here we come to Batman. I'm wondering if this is before or after Gotham by Gaslight, the famous first Elseworld story where Batman was in the era of Jack the Ripper, and Mike Mignola drew it, and it was just really killer and really moody and great. And this is reminding me so much of that. I mean, he's not the quintessential superhero artist, but Batman definitely lends itself to his sort of dark, moody, you know, what would become almost like a horror style. Once again, this is so great. I mean, you've got Batman here. 2 great pages of clear Batman action. I mean, he's in the sewer. Hats off to Steve Oliff, one of the great colorists in the industry, because I'm loving the colors here. And we just see the silhouette of Batman. You don't see his face for 2 whole pages. And that's gruesome. That's very Mike Mignola kind of horror there, with the corpses hanging in the sewer. And there's a very Kirby-looking character. He's one of those artists who loves to draw like monsters and dinosaurs and stuff. I always think of those types as like the little boys who never grew up. But thank God for that, with all the great art and everything. So this is cool. This is the superheroes gathering at the White House. We get my Starfire that I wanted. And once again, her face is blacked out except for her green glowing eyes. So, I mean, Mike Mignola definitely brought something new to the plate with his art, and just something really cool. I love his, I mean, this is just, what a beautiful 2-page spread here. Everything looks like, I don't know, what, a Renaissance statue or something like that. Darkseid, looking like a mafia boss there. The colors are really good. I think this is when, I don't know for sure. I don't think this was recolored, but it was definitely when colors was starting to up their game in comic books. It's funny because at the time, I never ever liked anybody else's version of Starfire except for George Perez. I guess I was territorial like that, or just because he drew her like no one else could, as her creator. But now I love every single version of her. It's like I can't get enough. Put her in every book. Funny how that works with the growth of your artistic influences and stuff. It's so funny. If he did not create this, he definitely popularized this sort of dense hatching look that so many artists would use and pick up. Could be an Art Adams thing, sort of like the foggy mist or whatever, but it would definitely be a pretty used trope in comic books after this, so I'm sure it's still around to this day. Perhaps not invented, but popularized by artists around this time. And I wanna pin the tail on Mike Mignola for that. I love these headshots here. Love all the Darkseid and the boom tubes that they use to travel around. Convenient plot device, eh? Oh good, they have the covers. Like I said, it was broken up into 4 different books, and this is part 2. And I remember when that came out, how exciting the cover was with Hawkman on it. Some Orion. It's like just really cool. Of course, what else are you gonna get with like a big cosmic caper, Jim Starlin writing. Always fun to see the Bat Cave with the big penny and the dinosaur. That's what's so great and iconic about so many of the DC characters. You can really shorthand it. I mean, most people would pretty much know he's in the Bat Cave just by showing those 2 little artifacts there. I love this with Starfire and Orion, or Lightray, sorry, flying around. And just see, like I said, I love John Workman's letters. That's just like a fun sound effects and stuff. I don't think they do sound effects much more in comic books, and maybe that's why comic books just aren't as popular as they used to be, because they've abandoned so many of the things that made them great, like thought balloons and covers where the speech has speech balloons, and I don't know, you know, a dense story. That's cool there. All the Kirby-esque machinery a little bit. It's a little cameo from C-3PO there, perhaps. It's funny because it is interesting that this is one of the books he would work on, and I feel like it must have been for the opportunity to draw all the Kirby characters, because some of the superhero stuff does look a little, I don't know, not weird, but cool as heck, actually. What am I talking about? It'd be kind of fun to see Mike Mignola do like a Justice League story today in his style. I doubt anything like that would ever happen, but hey, it would be cool, right? Never say never, they say. Great splash page. A lot of that cross-hatching action going on there. Cross-hatching action, that almost rhymes. This is just a great story. I think they're working on a New Gods movie. Isn't Ava DuVernay supposed to be directing it or something? I hope it really is like the what Guardians of the Galaxy was to Marvel for DC, because they're pretty beloved Kirby creations, and it would be nice to see them treated right and get their due. I'm dying to see, you know, Granny Goodness on the big screen. Is Ed Asner too old to play her? He's still alive, isn't he? Wow, that's brutal. So much of that hatching right there. God, it's funny because this is early in his career, and you would think what an overwhelmingly daunting assignment it would be to draw 4 48-page books. I mean, that'd be kind of unheard of now. You know, a lot of artists don't really make that kind of commitment. I have to say, I'm not super familiar with the inker. His name doesn't like jump out at me as like, oh yeah, he inked this, that, and the other, Carlos Garzon, but I really think he did a good job on this early Mike Mignola, finding his footing as an artist. He pretty much nailed his inking, much better than his inker on the Hulk. I thought his inker on the Hulk wasn't super flattering to him. This is definitely more getting towards where Mike Mignola is going to be as an artist. So many silhouettes and black spots and just great use of negative space and composition. It's so weird that the choices he makes are just always so spot on and just so moody and evocative. Even when you have a big hole right through the middle of your body and you can see your spine, that's disgusting. But cool as heck, right, guys? Dr. Fate just popping up out of nowhere. Where were you when we needed you? This is getting cosmic AF, guys. Did you guys read this when it first came out? It's such a fun book. I just am loving this art. I'm so glad I have this deluxe edition. It's slightly larger. I would love to see this in like an artist edition or a treasury size, because it's all about the art for me, and the bigger the better. And this is just freaking gorgeous. I love John Stewart Green Lantern. He's probably my favorite next to Hal Jordan, of course. And I'm not gonna lie, I like Kyle Rayner too. But what could I do? He was my Green Lantern. So anyway, that is the rip-roaring Cosmic Odyssey Adventure by Jim Starlin, Mike Mignola, and Steve Olive. There's no real great extra features here, unfortunately. Ooh, cool. We get a Walt Simonson Who's Who entry for Cosmic Odyssey. That's cool. Of course, Walt Simonson drawing Darkseid is always going to be cool. Anyway, so if you guys don't have this, you should definitely pick it up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit like, and I will bring you some more content soon. All right, thanks guys. Take it easy.